760. Greg Brown of the Pirates on the line with us. Conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Greg, good morning.
Todd, good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to have you with us here today. Hey, I caught some of the telecast yesterday, and you and I were just talking a couple of seconds ago. You know, we talk about the Pirates' young pitchers and how do you develop guys like that, and what's the story behind Mitch Keller being such a dominant pitcher this year. I think that you and I both have come to the same conclusion that Roberto Perez has to be a really big part of this whole equation. He's the new catcher. Yeah,
and I think, you know, we were able to kind of dive into the reasons behind the acquisition when they signed him as a free agent. Now I get it. You know, he'd been a long time Cleveland Indian, now Guardian, and two-time Gold Glover. The problem had been keeping him healthy, so the Indians did not pick up his option. But Ben Cherington, who spent so much time in the American League, was obviously well aware of what Roberto and Derek Shelton, who spent actually some time in the Indians organization before going down to Tampa as a hitting coach there, well aware of what Roberto Perez could offer. Now, to be quite blunt, Perez isn't going to hit much. If he does, it would be a bonus. But I think the fans, and you agree, Todd, that having listened to him and allowing us to go kind of inside his mindset with these pitchers and how he handles them, I guess it shows how important that aspect of it is, because he kind of guided Keller through his whole outing, but we were able to listen to it and watch it happen in real time, and it was fascinating to me. He just totally took charge of and Keller was right there with him, but Roberto Perez, the veteran, as Clint Hurdle liked to say, he has street cred, Roberto Perez, and it was just fun to see yesterday.
He was mic'd up, and we could watch the at-bat unfold and see what he was thinking. And a big important part of that is the pitchers themselves have to buy into that catcher, and he brings that credibility with him that Keller was just as comfortable as could be, and man, did he have an outing.
He did. You know, that's now 3 straight scoreless outings. I believe, now I didn't watch what Justin Verlander did yesterday, but Verlander and Keller were the only pitchers in all of baseball to have pitched 8 innings or more this spring without allowing a run. So Keller's gone now 8 2/3, no runs. Last spring training, to give you an idea, because we always talk about how spring training numbers and performances aren't necessarily meaningful. In fact, they're most times meaningless unless you have a guy like Keller who needs to show something. So in contrast to last year's spring, when he went 11 1/3 innings and gave up 16 runs in 11 1/3 innings last spring. This spring, 8 2/3, no runs. Yesterday, no walks, struck out 4. You know, he struck out one guy in the 4th inning with runners at first and second with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. That fastball is playing now like it had not in the past. He struck out one guy, Travis Shaw, with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball earlier in the game, and you could see Shaw peek up toward the scoreboard to try and catch what the velocity was because it surprised him. That 95 looked like 105. It just got on him so fast. So his breaking pitch worked well. He threw over that curveball a couple times, threw it over early in the count for strikes. As you heard Roberto Perez talk about, this cut fastball, this cutter that just moves a little bit and gets the barrel off of the ball. And so even though you might not get swings and misses, you get weak contact. It all looks really good. He'll have one more start before opening day, and then I don't know when he's going to be in the rotation, which game he'll face against the Cardinals, but we'll find out in short order if this translates in a real seasion, starting against the Cardinals at one point during that 4-game series.
Yeah, we're all crossing our fingers, hoping he's not just teasing us, but
right.
It really is going to be something to watch. Hey, something else to watch, and you're right. You know, especially in this spring training, since it's such a compressed schedule, we're not going to get a lot of idea about what kind of a hitting team the Pirates are going to be. O'Neal Cruz, of course, we would expect that he would be sent down as he was yesterday. It doesn't matter how much you're going to hit in this short little thing, but the Pirates are cranking the ball.
hit 3 more home runs yesterday. Only the Yankees have hit more homers in spring training than the Pirates. And I don't know, again, it's the same thing. Does this translate when you get to Busch Stadium in St. Louis or PNC Park following the opening 4-game series on the road? We'll find out. But, it was Hoyt Park yesterday, Daniel Vogelback, who has the power. We've seen that in the past with when he was at Seattle and the time with the Brewers last year. Kevin Newman looks physically different. He absolutely took it as a challenge that he had to improve his offense. And not just, it looks like last spring training, Newman was the story. I think he hit over 600 last spring because he wasn't striking out. I don't know if he struck out at all in spring training. And it was almost like that was his mindset. Just don't strike out, and which is good. But if you're just getting a little fillet of fish hits, and then you get to the regular season, and now they're dominating you, and you're hitting weak contact. It doesn't do you much good. So he took that as a challenge. He's physically bigger, stronger, and he has shown he's driving the ball hard into the gaps. Hit a home run yesterday against the wind. It was a no doubt home run over the left field wall. Again, this is great stuff for now. I guess I guess I have to remind myself that this is still spring training. But I'd say this all the time too, Todd. I'd rather have it this way than the other way, where you're trying to scramble to defend bad. Like last year's spring training with Mitch Keller, I'm sure we were saying, well, it's only spring training with Mitch, and he'll be fine when the regular season comes, and pay no attention to all the runs he's giving up. Well, this year we can say, well, wait a second. This guy looks to be like the pitcher that everyone in baseball thought he was going to be, and he's finally figured it out. He looks different on the mound. Kevin Newman, he wanted to get stronger. He got stronger. You can see that he's physically bigger, and with that muscle, he's driving the ball harder than he was even during last year's spring training.
It's pretty amazing to watch. And this year, probably more than any time in the last 5 or 6 years, the Pirates have some real decisions that they're going to have to be making about this roster. You're going to need more pitchers, especially early in the season. So you'll probably have 14, 15 pitchers on the staff, which means that everybody else that does make the team is going to have to be versatile enough to play a bunch of positions. So, guys like Hoyt Park, Cole Tucker, some of those fellas, they've realized that. They're playing multiple positions. There are some decisions that are going to have to be made, and there are going to be some disappointed ball players.
There are, and at this stage with the Pirates, I'm looking forward to even next year's spring training when those decisions will even be more difficult with true young talent. I mean, the Cruz thing was, I know it was a tough decision for them. As of Friday, they had not decided yet whether Jose Cruz is going to make the team or not, and they decided that O'Neal Cruz was going to make the team or not, and they decided that he's got to get down and play a little bit more at AAA because Kevin Newman, he's a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, and if he's hitting the ball, it's hard to take him out of there at short. And if that's where Cruz is going to play at the big league level, well, not yet. So he needs to maybe play some outfield if we're going to get that bat in there. So he's got to go down to AAA and get that bat going, and also learn a little bit about the outfield. I think he'll be up in short order. He'll dominate down to AAA Indy, and then they'll bring him up, and to much fanfare, I'm sure, at some point for his first 2022 start. We saw him get a couple of at-bats last year at the end of September. But I am looking. You're right. They've got some decisions to make, Todd. Won't be easy, and it'll happen soon because you're talking about 1 week from today. The Pirates are going to be having a workout day at Busch Stadium in St. Louis because 1 week from tomorrow it starts for real against the Cardinals.
Amazing stuff. All right, spring training is short. The time left in it, our time left with Greg Brown today is pretty short as well. So, Greg, really quickly, spring training, I know you fall into your routines down through the years at Bradenton. There are certain things you have to do, certain places you have to go and eat. So are you going to be able to get everything fit in today or this year that you normally do? Because I'm very concerned about your dietary habits.
Well, I appreciate that, Todd. I know you are. You always have been. Now, today, I will not be doing the game down in Fort Myers against the Twins. That'll be on Pirates.com. I believe that's Joe and John. So I'll have an opportunity today to do some of that last-minute stuff. I got to start packing because by this time next week, that the equipment truck will have gone up to St. Louis. Oh, and there's also a separate luggage truck that'll go to Pittsburgh for stuff that we won't be needing. So I've got to start packing up my condo here. So I'll be doing that. And at some point, in terms of my dietary habits, I'll find the necessary nutrition that I need to get going, and we'll be ready to do the game tomorrow. And I don't know whether I'm on TV or radio, but that's neither here nor there. I know I'll be ready. And also, prep for the game as well. But I got to tell you, you surprised me with that question. It was almost, I felt like that was a slap in the, I felt a little like Chris Rock at an Oscars show.
Come on.
Just now with that question.
I'm just very concerned for you because I know there are certain things you have to do. Is there a special limo that takes your headset mic wherever you go?
Yeah, it's exactly what that is. It's a it's kind of like they used to call it a Brinks truck back in the day, but it's an armored truck. It's a Garda truck. I don't know if you've seen those, but that's what I do. I throw the headset, which is kind of ironic because I think Garda is I don't know, is it I think it's an Irish security firm, and Garda is the last name of our director of broadcasting. When I was in Ireland, and you can see them in the United States, some of these Garda trucks. They are armored trucks, and I take my headset, I put them in the truck. I don't go with it, but I follow the truck, or it follows me wherever I go.
In that velvet case. Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
Craig Brown, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thanks a lot, Todd. Hey, Todd, thanks a lot. Should I call you Will Smith?
Here now.
All right.
Have a great day, Greg.
Thank you. See you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. AM 1160.